in 6 right now on the WHAS11 night team. Oldham County's jail becomes a key holding center for ICE agents making immigration-related arrests.
I am really pleased to see a group of citizens rise up about an issue involving incarceration.
We're in Pewee Valley tonight with the new details as the mayor changes the Louisville jail policy today to get the Trump administration to drop Louisville's status as a sanctuary city. And then all new tonight, violent teenagers. Police say a crime spree ran from Shelbyville, Kentucky to southern Indiana.
There's a good chance that we stop something violent from happening.
We'll show you what police discovered as they say some of the teens were wearing full face masks and latex gloves. Plus, we're getting you ready for another heat wave on the way this week. Dangerous heat with high heat indexes. Right now on the WHAS 11 night team. A big win today for President Donald Trump as he looks to crack down on what his administration calls sanctuary cities for illegal immigration. And Louisville is singled out by the U.S. Attorney General. It's our top story right now on the WHAS 11 night team. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. Louisville Mayor Greenberg taking steps today to remove the metro from that sanctuary list.
I believe this was the best decision for our entire community, to protect our entire community at large, and to focus the Trump administration's immigration enforcement efforts in our jails on individuals who have committed crimes and are subject to deportation.
Louisville was placed on the list because Metro Corrections was not keeping immigrants in custody on a mandatory 48-hour hold for Homeland Security review. Now Metro Corrections, our jail, will be following that policy, and inmates will be entered into a national database that Homeland Security can see, something the mayor says we were already doing. In a post to social media, Pam Bondi, the U.S. Attorney General, calling the mayor's move a major win for the DOJ, saying in part, quote, "This should set an example to other cities. Instead of forcing us to sue you, which we will without hesitation, follow the law, get rid of sanctuary policies, and work with us to fix the illegal immigration crisis." End quote from Pam Bondi, the U.S. Attorney General. The mayor said he didn't want Louisville to become a target for the Trump administration to pull funding, but advocates are pushing back on the mayor's reasoning.
They might leave us alone for a little bit, but if Trump's goal is to deport 1 million people in his first year in office, they're not going to get that by just getting immigrants in this country who have been picked up on state or local criminal charges on a detainer.
The mayor says based on the data he reviewed, Louisville's jail sees fewer than 100 inmates each year who are charged with crimes and on those detainers. That's out of the cities to thousands of immigrant families. Greenberg is also assuring the community that LMPD will not play any role in immigration enforcement in our city. Well, all new tonight on the night team. Outside of Metro Louisville, it is a different story. Several counties have already signed up to work with ICE in some capacity. In Oldham County, the jail has partnered with ICE to act as a temporary detention center for the agency, something some in Oldham County are expressing concerns over tonight. WHAS 11 night team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Emma Gefter report from LaGrange and Pewee Valley.
A packed-out room in Pewee Valley as the organization Kentucky Citizens for Democracy address undocumented immigrant incarceration within Oldham County.
It's uplifting, you know, to see there's so many people that care.
The organization invited a retired member of the Kentucky Department of Corrections of 16 years, Kyle Ellison, to speak.
And because I follow the entire system, I offered to inform them about some of the things that might be going on as far as the dynamics of making money.
Ellison says the Oldham County Detention Center is not overcrowded, but he's concerned local taxpayer tools are being used to bring undocumented immigrants here, all in the name of profits.
I am concerned that people are being transported from distances to here just for purposes of the per diem. I mean, I find this just as immoral, and it also is very enticing, because the more they do this, the more money they will make.
We did reach out to the Oldham County jailer, that's Jeff Tyndall about these claims. We were not able to get in touch with him, but we did get a hold of the judge executive, that's David Vogel, and in a statement he says, quote, "The only people being held in jail are convicted of crime in the United States or somewhere and ordered by an immigration or federal judge to leave the country. We are cooperating with ICE. The Oldham County Detention Center has more inmates in it than simply ICE detained individuals."
Right now, there's so much constitutional violations that occur with ICE actions that it's just incredibly worrisome and shocking.
The people who fund this detention center say they want transparency on if they're turning a profit by partnering with the feds. In Oldham County, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 Night Team on your side.
And new tonight, a man accused of shooting and killing a Round County, Kentucky teenager who intervened in his mom's sexual assault reportedly has an ICE detainer on him. 36-year-old Gilardo Martinez is accused of killing a 15-year-old boy early Sunday morning directly east of Lexington. The boy, according to court documents, was trying to intervene when his mother was being sexually assaulted by Martinez, who was her boyfriend. According to reporting from the Lexington Herald-Leader tonight, Round County jail officials confirm Martinez has an ICE detainer, which means federal officials have probable cause to believe he is in the United States illegally. U.S. Representative Congressman Andy Barr of Central Kentucky said that his office confirmed Martinez was in the U.S. illegally in a post to social media tonight. Martinez is facing several charges, including murder, rape, resisting arrest, and assault. He's currently being held on a bond of $1 million. Also new tonight, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, just after 6 o'clock tonight, said he had just gotten off the phone speaking directly with President Donald Trump as Beshear tried to get disaster funding approved. In a post to social media after 6, Beshear said the president called him to say he personally approved public assistance for counties impacted by the April flooding and the May tornadoes. Beshear thanked the president and Secretary Kristi Noem for their support in disaster recovery. Beshear said that he told Trump that FEMA team members are doing great work supporting Kentuckians. The U.S. House is now in their summer recess, ending legislative sessions early as Republicans clashed over a vote to release the Epstein files. According to the House Speaker Mike Johnson, he did not bow to political pressure to act on the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, despite the push from members of his own party. Johnson said he did not want the vote to allow the Trump administration time to act. Now Kentucky Republican Thomas Massie is pushing back, attempting to force a vote on the House floor.
President's staff, administration, his own children, his vice president have promised that these files would come out, and now we're being told it's a hoax. It doesn't wash.
Let me just say about Thomas Massie, could you just accept my Southern, bless his heart, okay? I don't know what else to say about it. We're for maximum transparency. We're engaging in that right now, and we don't need political games.
Another Kentucky Republican, James Comer, and the head of the House Oversight Committee promised to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell as soon as possible. Maxwell is currently in prison for crimes she committed with Jeffrey Epstein. Meantime, President Trump rebuffed questions about the files, instead turning his attention to former President Barack Obama. President Trump pushing a new narrative that he interfered with the 2016 election.
I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 in the election. They tried to rig the election, and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that.
Trump's comments come after the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, declassified and released new intelligence documents last week. She claimed they are evidence of a treason conspiracy by top Obama administration officials to manufacture the notion that Russia interfered in the 2016 presidential election. Obama's office responding in a statement saying in part, these bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Right here on the Night Team, restored to the airwaves. New tonight from Lexington, KET says a generous donor has now stepped up, allowing the statewide network to now broadcast live the famed Fancy Farm political picnic. KET last week canceled the longtime coverage due to federal budget cuts. KET said today that the Kentucky Chamber is donating the money to help the network cover the 145th picnic this year. Fancy Farm in far western Kentucky is considered the unofficial kickoff to the Kentucky political season. The picnic is next Saturday, August 2nd, and all of the Republican Senate candidates running for Mitch McConnell's Senate seat are expected to be there to make their stump speeches. As for Democrats, only one has confirmed their attendance. That's John Williams of nearby Benton, Kentucky. Williams is challenging 1st District Representative Republican James Comer. Here at 11, Joseph Lawson's attorneys are holding fast that the jury had it all wrong in Bowling Green over a month after his guilty verdict there. WHAS 11 today sitting down with the attorneys. Lawson was found guilty in the Crystal Rogers case of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence. His legal defense filed a motion to dismiss the verdict or hold a retrial, saying that the evidence on Brooks Houck had a spillover impact for Joseph Lawson.
Most of the witnesses that went up there had nothing to say against Joey. They didn't know Joey. They had no evidence regarding him, so there was simply no point in asking any questions.
The council filed, the council members there, the attorneys, filed a motion to drop Lawson's guilty verdict or have a retrial. It'll be heard by Judge Charles Sims during final sentencing next month on August 21st. By the way, you can watch our full interview today with the two attorneys right after this newscast. It's airing on the free WHAS 11 Plus app. Download on your TV and watch for free. Brand new since 6 o'clock tonight, a pickup truck packed with 8 people were all arrested by the Clarksville Police Department. 7 of them are teenagers. WHAS 11 Night Team's Alex Dederer has the story of how this crime stretches from Shelbyville to Clarksville and was stopped before it potentially hit Louisville.
7 teenagers and 1 adult, all been arrested by the Clarksville Police Department. Police say they were driving recklessly down Brown Station Way.
You know, you've got 8 people in a 3-person truck.
Officer Matt Purley was one of the first responding officers on scene and said he found 4 of the teenagers lying down in the bed of the truck.
And they've got all matching clothing. They've got masks over their face. One of the individuals actually had latex gloves on hand.
Out of the car, officers seized an AR-15 pistol with no serial number, a handgun with an altered serial number, a ghost handgun, an extended magazine, and 2 BB guns that are identical to real handguns.
One was a stolen firearm out of Shelbyville, Kentucky. We actually spoke to someone from Shelbyville, Kentucky that said that that gun was taken in a carjacking over there.
While the Clarksville Police Department doesn't know for certain what the 8 people were planning to do, they do say that the directions put into their phones was for here at Shawnee Park.
We're not sure if we might have stopped an armed robbery. We're not sure if we might have stopped a burglary. We're not sure if we might have stopped a shooting. But I think we did stop a more serious crime from happening.
All 7 of the teenagers are between ages 16 and 17, which Officer Purley says the department is seeing more of.
The uptick in juvenile crime is definitely there, and it seems like these kids nowadays are quick to commit violent crimes.
And says the solution starts at home.
It comes down to the parents. Parents need to know what the kids are doing.
Multiple firearms off the streets, but Purley says more work still needs to be done. In Clarksville, Alex Dederer, the WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
Now, the 7 teenagers were all arrested for obliterating identification marks on a firearm, theft of a firearm, unlawful possession of a firearm, and possession of marijuana.